Parsha Tavo is pretty intense and has some interesting thoughts. It's also an extra special Parsha because it's Gilad's Bar Mitzvah Parsha. Mazal Tov, Gilad Tzvi Maor, or Gigi. Can you read the beginning of this Parsha for us?
Of course. והיה כי תבוא אל הארץ אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה ורשתה וישבת בה.
Yes, it's about the first fruits. After the land was conquered and each tribe got their part of the land, they grew fruit trees and crops. And then the farmers had to take the first ripened fruits to the temple and present it to the Kohanim. Bringing the Bikurim, the first fruits, was a declaration and a symbol of thanks to God for everything that He gave the Jewish people. Can you imagine what that looked like? The Mishnah Bikurim, chapter 3, describes it, and it says, the Jewish people used to congregate in the cities, and the officers said, "Arise you, and let us go up to Zion, to Jerusalem, in a colorful parade, with oxen, their horns overlaid with gold, and wreaths of olive branches on their heads." And the flutes were playing until they got to Jerusalem. And the people of Jerusalem came out to greet them. And this was a colorful, holy ceremony that happened every year with music and celebrations. It's also a reminder to everyone that Hashem, our God, has given us the first fruits, and we must thank Him. Yes, it's about having an attitude of gratitude. Right, Gilad?
Yes, Safta.
Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs explains there's a mutual bond of love between Hashem and the Jewish people. And when we do the right thing, we follow Hashem's commandments, we are blessed. And when we don't, oy vavoy, there are many curses. And the last part of Parsha Tavo consists of tochacha, rebuke. First, Moshe lists all the blessings if we follow God's commandments, and then he tells us all the bad stuff if we abandon it or we leave the Torah. Moshe pleads with the people to keep God's commandments with all their heart and all their soul. And Rashi explains that if we do this, we can always think of the Torah as fresh and exciting as if it's been given today. What is exciting and thinking about the Bikurim is we can decorate our Shabbos tables with baskets of fruit this week. And let's have a look at them. Baskets of fruit, and even make fruit salad with all the delicious summer fruits. Or for dessert, we can make little chocolate baskets or pastry shells and fill them with fruit sweets that look like fruit. It's very creative. This is more of our show and tell. What's your favorite fruit, Gilad?
Watermelon.
Watermelon? Oh yes, you want to eat it. Okay, this week's Parsha also talks about the building of altar of stone to thank God. That's a great idea too, an activity to gather a whole lot of stones and make a pile like an altar. Moshe actually told the people to write the Torah on 12 huge stones, and we found some stones and wrote some important words. Take a marker. Let's have a look at them. What are your important words that you might want to talk about, Gilad?
My words are honesty, hope, and strength.
And emunah. Collect some stones and think about what's important to you and write on them. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs said something also deep about this week's Parsha, which we can carry with us into the Shabbat. He says there are 2 sentences in this week's Parsha that summarizes the entire relationship between God and the people of Israel. What is it, Gilad?
היום הזה אדוני אלוהיך מצווך לעשות את החוקים האלה ואת המשפטים שמרת ועשית אותם בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך.
Beautiful. And you're going to be singing that this Shabbos.
Exactly.
This, if you walk in the ways of God and you observe His laws and commandments and rules and obey Him, the Lord has affirmed this day, as He promised you, His treasured people who shall observe all His commandments. So, this is the whole of Tanakh. The whole of the Hebrew Bible, says Rabbi Lord Sachs. The rest is commentary. So, have a Shabbat Shalom from Safta Laya and Gilad.
גלעד, דבר